Hello kids, today we're going to be talking about area of a rectangle. But before we go into area of a rectangle, let's talk about what area is. Remember that area is the amount of surface inside a figure. Okay, if the figure is a rectangle, then we want to know how much surface there is inside. Okay, and how do we measure area? We use squares. Okay, and so if I have a 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter square, then the area inside is this shaded part. Okay, if it's a 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter square, then the area is going to be 1 square centimeters, and we indicate the square with this superscript little 2 up there, which means square. Okay, we can also use bigger squares if it's a 1 meter by 1 meter. Now this is not drawn to scale, obviously. I cannot draw a 1 meter square here, but let's say that this is 1 meter by 1 meter. Okay, then the area inside, which is the amount of surface inside this square, would be 1 square meter. And we indicate that with a 2 there, 1 square meter. That means the amount of surface inside here that is colored is 1 square meter if the square is 1 meter by 1 meter. Okay, if the square is smaller, 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter, then the area is 1 square centimeters. Okay, now that we know that, now let's move specifically to a rectangle. If I have a rectangle that is 7 centimeters by 4 centimeters, this is called the dimension, 7 by 4 centimeters. What is the total area inside this whole rectangle? And that's what I'm going to shade. Remember, area is the amount of surface inside a rectangle. Okay, remember, because we are measuring area and area is measured with square units, okay, I'm going to try to draw squares. Now, if this is centimeters, and now I'm going to be imagining that they're going to be boxes that are 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. Okay, now to make these boxes, if I have 7 centimeters, I'm effectively going to divide it into 1 centimeter. Okay, 7 centimeters means I'm going to have 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. So there's going to be 7 parts here that makes 7 centimeters. So 1 centimeter, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And if this is 4, I'm going to divide this into, okay, let me draw that line again, into 4 centimeters. So 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, in that case, that means each box is 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter, meaning each box will give me 1 square centimeters. Now, how many boxes are there? Now, some people are going to be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, that is a lot of work. If our rectangle gets bigger, it's going to be crazy to be counting. So what is a quick way to find the total number of square units, square centimeters? How many boxes are there in this rectangle? Now, remember, in multiplication, we have groups of. Now, if I have 4 groups of 7, look here, I have 7 in this row, 7 in this row, 7, 7. I have 4 groups of 7. So I'm going to write it down. Area is actually 4 groups of 7, which we can write as a multiplication. 4 groups of 7. 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. That will give me 28 square units, square centimeters, because the units are centimeters, yes? Okay, so what you have seen is I'm going to take 4 times 7. What is another way to do it? Okay, another way to do it is if I have 7 groups of 4. Okay, you look here, I'm going to have 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Now, if I add 7 groups of 4, I'm going to get also 28. So I can also say that the area is 7 groups of 4, which will also give me 28 square centimeters. Now, I call it square centimeters, remember, because these squares are 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. So actually, we can summarize and say that area is actually just the length times the breadth. Okay? Remember that multiplication is commutative, so I can also take the breadth times the length and it will still give me the same answer. Now, length is usually the one that is the side that is longer and breadth is the length that is shorter. So now we have a formula that says area equals to length times breadth. Okay? If this is all you want to learn, you can stop here. I'm going to move on to a more advanced. Okay, you can stop the video if this is all that you have learned in class. Okay, now I'm going to move on to a more difficult question. Now, what happens if I am not given one of the sides? Okay, what happens if I am not given one of the sides? Okay, I know that the area is, I'm going to write here, area equals to 28 square centimeters, and I'm given the breadth and I want to find the length. Now let's draw our multiplication triangle, which I'm going to do here. Okay, I usually do this when we have a multiplication. We know that the area A equals to length times breadth. Okay, and so the relationship is here in our division multiplication triangle. We know that area equals to length times breadth. Okay, area equals to length times breadth. Okay, area can also be equals to breadth times length, which we have done in this example. Okay, we saw that breadth times length is the same as length times breadth. Okay, what happens if I have the area, but now I want to find the length? So I do area divided by breadth will give me the length. Okay, so I'm going to write it down. Area divided by the length will give me the breadth, or the area divided by the breadth will give me the length. Okay, area divided by length will give me the breadth, or area divided by breadth will give me the length. Now I want to find the length here, so I'm just going to take the area divided by the breadth. Okay, so if I have an unknown length and I know the area, if they gave me the area and one of the sides of the rectangle, I can easily find the other length. Okay, so I'm going to write it here. This is the length that I want to find, so I'm going to write length is just simply the area divided by the breadth. So area, which is, I'm going to write area, let me write down the formula for you first. Area divided by the breadth. Okay, I'm going to write short form. Okay, the area that given us is 28, and so divided by 4, it is 7 centimeters. Okay, yep. So sometimes, this is primary 4 work in our syllabus. If they give you the area and one of the sides of a rectangle, it is easy to find that length. Okay, we found it as 7, and as we check, okay, 7 times 4 is 28. 28 divided by 4 is 7. And so we can find an unknown length. If we do not know this, we can find an unknown length just by taking the area of a rectangle divided by its breadth.